Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu-alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today our topic is revision strategies, and this is part 1 of the series. I would want you to spend 1 minute to memorize these words. Pause the video here and memorize the words. Then take out your notebook and write down the words that you can remember. How many of these words were you able to remember? How many of these did you remember? And how many of these words were you able to memorize? You can see that there is a word that is repeated twice. Muhammad Ali is absolutely different from all the other words. There are some words that are connected: house, floor, roof. And then the next word is glass. And with the word glass, it is probable that the word window comes to your mind. Now we'll see the principles that govern the memory of these words. Keep a note of your own test and then watch the rest of the video. The most important graph in the world is a book written by Tony Buzan, J. Goddard, and J. Castaneda. Tony Buzan is the founder of mind mapping technique, which is a very important memorizing technique. And in this series, we'll come across that too. Now, in this graph, you can see that your study time begins at P and ends at R. Now, what do they mean? And in the middle, there is a sag. So, P and R are high, whereas there is a sag in the middle. Now, what does P stand for? P is primacy rule, which means that the things that you study at the beginning of your study time, you can memorize them, you can remember them, you can recall them better. And R stands for recency, which means that the things that you study towards the end of your study time can be remembered or recalled better. So, things that are studied at the beginning and the things that are studied at the end can be remembered more easily than the rest of the part. The things in the middle, there's a sag, and we can see that things in the middle are forgotten. But those things that are remembered are either associated with one another, or they are outstanding, or they are very meaningful for ourselves because they are interesting. So these are the factors that help you memorize the things that you study. So things that are associated or connected with one another, they are memorized better. So house, floor, walls will be memorized better. And using this principle of association, you will probably write the word window instead of glass when you are recalling your words. So association is one principle which helps us to remember things better. Things that are outstanding, which are different from all the other things that you are studying, because they are humorous, because they are attractive, because they are interesting. There can be any reason. For example, in the list of words that we memorized at the start of this video, the word Muhammad Ali was absolutely different from the rest of the words. And this technique or this principle is called von Restov. And because something is unusual, special, different, outstanding, it is memorized better. If there's something which is more meaningful to me, which is connected to my life, those are the things that I will remember. Or because it is interesting, because it is humorous, it has meaning and connection with my life. Something that I understand very well, which is very clear to me, and I can easily restate it in my own words, so such things are also memorized thoroughly. Now let's look at the definitions once again on the next slide. Primacy, items from the beginning of a learning session, they stand out more and are more memorable. Recency, items from the end of a learning session are also more memorable. Understanding and sometimes misunderstanding also is remembered more based on your brain's ability to make connections and associations. Associations, things or patterns that form associations with what you already know. Linking existing memories with new memories make the new facts easier to remember. Therefore, connecting it with the previous knowledge is extremely important. Von Restorff, outstanding or unique. The von Restorff effect, also known as the isolation effect, things that stand out during the learning period are more likely to be remembered. Interest. Items that are of particular interest to the learner are easier to remember. M stands for meaning or gestalt. This is the moment during the learning session when the student gets that aha moment and sees the big picture. So the meaning of the text or the learning material is clear to the learner. That's all for today. Jazakallah. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.